I've once again bought another toy. This is the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, and it's my new camera. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I'm using phones to record everything. But I thought it's time to upgrade, and I looked around and it looked like the ZV, which is like the vlogging series that Sony has. Those cameras kind of stood out to me for what I needed. Not that I vlog. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I needed a camera that I can use to shoot my normal desk videos, but also small enough to take around if I'm shooting normal videos or even taking pictures, which is something I want to get into, but I haven't really found a reason outside of my phone to go ahead and pursue. It's cold. I'm gonna move. What you're gonna notice immediately is the stabilization, or lack of, because right now I'm not gonna use it. It's snowing. I don't know why I waited so long to make this video. I was procrastinating. But as I walk, you guys will notice it's not that stable. Then again, I don't have the most stable hands, but there's a lot of jittering. Just bear with me for a second. So I'm using the external mic on the ZV-1, and I'll go ahead and show you the setup I have going on right now. I have a little case grip attached to it that I got from Amazon. So this is the camera right here. Have the wind muff on top. This does take external microphones, which I use in my other videos. I'm not using it right now, but I will show in this video. And I have a little tripod I'm using. Let me go ahead and turn the stabilization on. So with the stabilization on, steady shot as Sony calls it, it does crop in a little bit more, but it's not too bad. I'm still comfortably holding the camera out, and if I really wanted to get it out there, I could definitely zoom it out. I guess extend my arm. I got this camera for about $650 used, Best Buy refurbished, excellent quality, and I think it's a pretty good deal. Like I mentioned, I wanted a camera that I can grow with. I am a beginner, I'm a novice, and this camera seemed like a good option for me. It had everything that I needed, everything that I wanted. The price wasn't too bad, and at the same time, it kind of allows me to get my feet wet in the camera realm, let's say. It's also funny that I chose to pick sunset to record this. So we're in the automatic video setting mode right now. We're recording at 1080-60. I'll also put in some 4K footage later, but with low light, I wouldn't say this is like dark mode, but low light's not that bad. And of course, you have accessories you can attach. I have a little light that I can attach here if I need to when it gets too dark. I'll definitely show that as well. But overall, this is a good camera. The predecessor to this, the ZV-1, was also a really good camera. People liked it a lot. They actually like it. Some people like it more than this camera. The reason I got this one was, one, it's newer, so to me, software updates seem to have a better chance of getting support, and also it has USB-C. I don't want micro USB anymore. I'm past that. But the features are pretty similar. There's also a ZV-1F, which is just the wide angle version of this camera with a little trim down. It's definitely way cheaper. I think it's like $350. If I need an extra camera just for a steady desk shot, that wouldn't be a bad option. But again, I wanted to get something that kind of covers any potential base I might need, and this is definitely that. I'm gonna switch hands. This hand is frozen. Initially when I bought this camera, I did record myself giving my impressions. And if I find something valuable from that video, I will bring it up and I'll put it in here. But it really took me a while to actually play with this camera, use it for a few weeks to figure out, one, how to use it, but when's the right time to use it. There's a lot of settings. This isn't as simple as an iPhone where you just click record and go. You just have more options. You can shoot in different formats. You can set different settings. You can have different filters. And I know everything I'm saying right now, you're like, oh, I can do it with an iPhone. And it sounds kind of stuck up to say like cameras are different, but cameras are kind of different. The sole purpose of this device is to take pictures and videos, whereas the phone, it just happens to take pictures and videos. Now, that ability is getting way, way better, but that's not the sole purpose of it. That being said, using your phone is still dope. Let's talk about what I like about this camera. The build quality is, it's dope. It has the screen that flips out so you can prop it up, set it from different angles. It has a 1/4 inch screw at the bottom, but then once you buy a grip for it, you have more access points. It comes with one cold shoe mount. I guess technically it's a hot shoe mount, but if you use a wind muff, that's already taken. But the case I have comes with another one, and then also you can buy adapters. That's another thing. Cameras are way better for adapters than phones are. So build quality is good, user experience is good, it's pretty simple to use. Battery life is all right. I did get like a pack of 3 extra batteries and a charger off Amazon for no money at all. I think it was $15 to $20. That's definitely worth it. The community behind this camera is also pretty helpful. They have good insight as to settings and their suggestions, which is always nice, especially towards a beginner like me. Overall, like, I just have no complaints so far. I'm not really too picky at the moment. You know, I'm not that great at taking pictures. I'm not that great at taking videos, but I want to learn. That's part of the reason I started this channel. I love tech, I review tech, I look at tech, I play games and all that, but at the same time, I also like recording, I like editing, I like doing that stuff. I like putting myself in situations that I'm not usually in, but have room to improve in. Also, I guess we're getting a good mic test. You can actually set the direction of the camera, set it to either automatic or back, front, all around. I have it set to the front, so hopefully it's facing me right now. And with the wind muff, I hope it's pretty decent. The cons of this camera, I don't really think I have any. Like, everything else that comes with this camera, it's like, you can't really complain for what it is. I never had the last iteration, so I don't know what I lost. I guess the price is expensive, but I also haven't found a reason yet for me to not appreciate the price. I haven't used this thing all the way yet, so for me to say it's not worth it because X, Y, and Z, I don't even know what X, Y, and Z are yet. You have so many different options, right? I went with a point and shoot, and now that I look back, I'm like, oh, should I got a mirrorless camera? This is easy. This is simple. I can just use this and don't have to worry about things. I'm just not at that level yet where I think I need that yet. Let me spoon feed myself before I just eat with a spatula. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, so as far as cons go, like, I don't have any. I'm also not the person to give you cons. You know, if you come to me with a game console, I can give you a lot of cons because I've played a lot of game consoles. I know what to do. Cameras, not really. I have a very old Nikon Coolpix. This kind of blows that out of the water. Battery life isn't the best on this, but then you have multiple batteries to swap it. You have USB-C for charging. The size is dope. I always put stuff in a case anyway. I mean, this looks pretty durable, but at the same time, I don't know. With my tech, I'm just extra careful. I haven't really taken this thing on a official trip yet. I'm going to soon, so I'll be able to give more of an insight on the durability. Let's go ahead and add this light here. Oh, that's much better, huh? Look at that quality. So if I'm trying to achieve in this video what I think I'm trying to achieve, is just to let you know my impressions. And my impressions of the Sony ZV-1 Mark II so far are great. I'm gonna be using this camera. I made a short before. I don't know if you guys watched them, but you should watch my shorts because it supports me. Not financially, just, you know, emotionally. But this is my new workhorse for the channel. When I can use this camera, I do. When it comes to shooting shorts and POV stuff, I usually still use my iPhone. I have a little neck mount that I can do POV, which is way easier than this. I tried the action cameras for that. Didn't really cut it with the amount of focus and stability. Stability was fine, just the focus. But yeah, this camera will go through the loop. I'm gonna put it to the test. I'm gonna be utilizing it. I'm gonna be trying my best to get good at photography with it. That's something that I don't necessarily think I'm that good at, but why not use it now? And I'm just gonna use this camera as a learning opportunity. And I know that $800-ish is a hefty price to pay to start learning on something, but I mean, you're learning on a pretty good piece of tech. You're learning on something that people have used before, and it's backed by a pretty good company. And I'm not getting into the whole aspect of which camera company is the best. I don't know. I just got this thing. But at the same time, I feel like I have a good foundation now. Yeah, I have no excuse. I gotta learn it. So throughout this video, I'll probably be shooting in different locations, speaking my piece, even shooting with an external mic to show you guys how that sounds and how the setup is. But video quality is good, the image is dope, the frame rates are cool. It has 4K 30 but not 4K 60. I wish it had 4K 60, but I guess you can't have it all. But for 1080p, it does have 60 and even 120. It has like a super slow-mo mode, which I'll show on here as well. It has face smoothing, it has different filters built in. You have a lot of stuff, and I'm not gonna go through all of it because that's not me. I'm just gonna give you my first impressions. So I think I'm gonna end this segment and go to the other ones because this is cold. But while we're here, let's go ahead and flip it around, change the camera so you can hear the mic from the back. But sunset is here and you can still see pretty all right. It's not bad. But if you did want to have more light, again, you have the added focus of adding different lights. And this is a vlogging camera, so if you were to turn around and face your face, you have that there. Okay, we're moving.
All right, we're back in a not cold environment, and I just want to address some things about the camera that I didn't do last time. First of all, this is what it sounds like with an external mic, and it's going to differ on the mic you have, but also you have different levels to change when you plug in external to internal. So when I use an external mic, I usually go ahead and lower the actual volume that's captured just so it's not blowing out. But when I capture it internally on the camera itself, I raise it up. So that's something you have to play with, and you'll also be able to change that in editing as well. Apart from the grip that I bought for the camera, I also have this light that you guys saw when I was outside. I have the battery packs, which are just, you know, generic battery packs that works for this, as well as a charger that comes with it. So I went ahead and got that, and everything else essentially, I mean, it's a camera. It works with a lot of stuff. One thing I did buy that the grip provides are more mounts. So with this, I can go ahead and attach things. I actually have a light right now with a little thread, and actually I can show you here. A lot of accessories have this threaded hole. So you get this, you attach it, you put on the camera. Now you don't really need a cold shoe mount anymore. You just have that. I mean, I can even have this little action camera here that has a mount with threaded. So if I want to do like a multicam thing where I'm capturing two different things, maybe my face and what's showing there, I can do that. So really worthwhile product. So I did show the difference between the stabilization and the non-stabilized. I think it's called Catalyst Browse is the free version, and then Catalyst Prepare, if that's correct, is the paid version. I haven't used it yet just because steady shot is good enough for me. Yeah, I mean, if I really want to get really steady with this, I will use it, but that also crops it even more. And on top of that, I mean, just use a gimbal, I guess, or use something else. Like if I want to shoot something that's really moving or I'm moving, I think an action camera or even a phone with better stabilization is better for that. But that's just me. I haven't really dove too deep into that territory yet. Overall, I'm really impressed with the camera. It does everything I need. If I need to set up and do a headshot, I have it. It has a bunch of options that I don't even plan on using, but I do plan on learning. So if I go to another product, maybe a higher end camera, I can go ahead and just have that knowledge base. I also went ahead and captured some raw photos as well as JPEGs because you have the option to set it so you can capture and it saves both files. And I haven't gotten too into photo editing, but you know, raw files are supposed to be more data, so more to play with if you have something like Lightroom. I don't, and I'm not gonna buy it at this point, but it's cool. There's also raw video files, and I actually like the default video look, but if I want to go ahead and capture something and be able to blow out more details from it, I have the option of shooting in RAW. But I'm really happy with how this point and shoot is. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the last point and shoot that I had, 14 megapixels. Pretty good. Funny enough, this is the case that I use for this camera, and this case still fits this camera with the grip. So that's pretty good because I don't have to buy a new one. I wanted this impressions video to be shot on the camera so you guys get a good look of it, but overall, it's a good package. If I were to even go ahead now, record on my iPhone, this is the setup I have. I have my light right here, little stand, my external mic, and then I have a monitor. So very small. This is the size of my hand. Really compact, really easy to use, set up. I can even do this using this mount right here. It doesn't really matter. I did want to mention the actual movie settings here. So when you go to file format, you can actually change between HD and 4K. When you're in HD, you have the option of these frame rates. So 120 for slow-mo, and then you have different size. Of course, higher is better quality. And if you change it to 4K, you have 30 FPS max, and then 100 megabits. I've been shooting this video on this camera at 1080p 60. Here's some 4K footage.
There's no baby one.
Not a lot, but also I kind of forgot to record it. And there's S&Q, which is like the slow-mo. And this one, you take the resolution with the frame rate. So if you want to do 24 by 120, so the lower resolution you go,
and the higher frame rate, the slower it is. So if we were to do 30p with 60 frames per second, it would be 2 times slow-mo. But if you lower that, it gets slower. But also the quality drops too because you're lowering the resolution. So you go 60, 60, nothing. And you have quick motion too. This is actually speeded up. So S&Q is pretty cool. Here's a slow-mo clip of me just throwing snow. So it's cool when you want to use it, but you can also do this in editing if you want to do 120 in HD. So there's also an app that you can connect to your Sony camera, so you can use your phone as a monitor for it and control the camera from your phone, or go ahead and update the camera, send files back and forth, that kind of thing. Definitely not necessary, but the option is there. Those are my impressions on the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Let me know what you guys think. I know the camera world has higher or lower, more educated opinions on this, but as someone who's a novice to the area, these are my impressions. And if you're also a novice or in my shoes, maybe this helps you make a decision. I haven't really talked bad about it, so I don't know how it would make you not buy it, but maybe if you don't have the money, you get the ZV-1F instead. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you want to see more videos in the future, consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.